yeah. Hi, guys. We are back. Keishorne was so gracious and kind and so passionate and dedicated to wanting people to learn that, he decided to back. So, everybody, can you just say thank you to Keishorne? Can you type thank you to Keishorne? Because yeah, he's doing this because he's passionate and he's dedicated to really wanting to help people. He's not getting paid for this. I didn't pay him to do this, but he's so dedicated and passionate about what he does. So may God bless him. So all of you pray for him and pray for his family. Thank you, Keishorne. So where were we? Okay, now I've lost my train of thought, but you take it. Okay, yeah, the people, the
It was the
questions.
married.
Yeah, there's a lady I really want to address here, and I hope you can also chime in. I think her name is Laura. Laura, I hope you don't mind me picking you out, but you did post it publicly. You said that social media is giving you a lot of heartache. You're an older lady, and you keep on looking at the social media pages of your ex-boyfriends, and that social media has caused you a lot of heartache. I'm sure that you know the answer to your question. I'm sure that you know what to do. So if looking at your ex-boyfriends is causing you problems, why are you looking at your ex-boyfriend's pages? You shouldn't even be looking at your ex-boyfriend's pages. Block them completely. Block them. You need to heal. You need to move on. You need to find purpose in your life, Laura. Oh, there you are, Laura. I understand what you're going through. I empathize with you because trust me, I've been there.
Yeah.
The first guy that I dated for 4 years after my divorce, I broke off that relationship. And then after I broke it off, I'm like, what did I do? I miss him. I want him back. Then I would text him and call him. And then after about a few weeks, I'm like, yeah, but what are you doing? You ended this relationship. So why are you contacting him? In fact, he was so gracious to tell me, Iyabo, I don't think we should go for a walk. I would say, oh, John, can we go for a walk? He would tell me and say, I don't think we should go. So Laura, please do yourself a favor and block all of those ex-boyfriends off and find your purpose in life. If you need to find your purpose, you don't know how to, DM me. I'll show you how to find your purpose. So please, Keishorne, what else do you want to say to Laura?
I would say that missing them is a part of moving on. Thinking about them is a part of moving on, and it's okay to miss them.
Yes.
Right? It's okay to think about the memories.
It's not easy.
But it's what you do, your action behind what you do, right? And it's okay. But I strongly believe that heartbreak, this is the season, especially I'm so happy that we're in January right now, right? And you have a fresh new year to make some really tough, beautiful decisions. I say tough, beautiful decisions because you got to choose you. That's the word for the year, choosing you. Don't choose the pain. Don't choose the hurt. Don't choose the mistreatment. Choose you, right? And all of that, like my cousin just said, missing them is a part of the process. It's a part of the entire process. So it's okay. Be okay with that, right? But it's what you do. Checking the messages. Delete them. Delete the pages. I tell people delete pictures, delete the pages, block them, unsubscribe. Do whatever it takes in order for your life because you're giving them too much power.
Yeah.
You're giving them too much power. And this is the power that you need to forgive yourself. So if you do anything for yourself today, you need to forgive yourself, right? Right now, say, you know what? I forgive myself. I forgive myself for putting myself through this because he's not doing it. You're doing it. He's already in a relationship. He's already doing whatever he's doing. But now you're responsible for you. You're not responsible for him. Laura is responsible for Laura. Laura is responsible for you. So, like I said, it's okay to miss them, but you have to choose you. And the way you choose you is by forgiving yourself. Accepting the fact that you have to go through some kind of pain because this heartbreak thing is confusing, it's messy, it's frustrating, it's ugly, and nobody wants to go through it, right? I've went through it 2 to 3 years to get out of a mess, 2 to 3 years to feel better about myself, right? But why am I giving so much power to someone who didn't love me, who didn't treat me well, who didn't care about me, who didn't invest in me, who wasn't part of my purpose, who wasn't part of God's plan? And I know that it's easier said than done because I get that a lot of times in my messages and on my comments. Well, Keishorne, is easier said than done. It is easier said than done. But you have two choices, right? You can either be helpless or hopeful. You can either walk around here and feel sorry for yourself and expect people to be pitying you and you do. Or you can say to yourself, or you can talk to yourself and say, Laura, you got to get it together. You need some kind of strength. I don't know. You got to pray through it. You got to work through it. But March can't see you
Neil,
like
you
this.
guys can come down.
You
I'm
understand
still
that?
on, but you can come
March
down.
can't see you like this. June can't see you like this. July, August, September, December, you know, and then January 2022 can't see you like this. So you have, in my book, you have one choice: heal. Do it for yourself. You have children, do it for your children. You have family, do it for your family. But in order for you to be your best self, in order for you to be your best self and live your best life, you gotta stop. You gotta put your foot down in your own life.
Yes.
You gotta be strong. Enough is enough.
Absolutely. And Laura, you said you love teaching. Then find some kind of purpose where you're teaching. Find some kind of online business or online something. I know with COVID, it's hard that you can be teaching. And the next person that I wanted to address on the previous live was the person said, but these days with COVID, we're not even dating. However, I heard you guys are doing, you know, you're doing what's it called? Zoom dating or FaceTime dating.
Virtual,
it's the same thing. You don't have to be in person before you ask those questions, because I do hear that you're doing FaceTime and Zoom dating. It's like online dating. I met my husband on Match. Before we met in person, we did do, you know, some back and forth texting and all of that. So KEISHORNE is saying by the second date, start asking important questions. Because again, you don't want to just have some prolonged Zoom companion who you're just Zooming for 7 months and wasting your time. You need to Zoom somebody that, you know, you want to spend your energy on. So even if you're doing dating by FaceTiming or Zooming, it's the same thing. KEISHORNE, somebody above here asked that, what if your ex comes back and he starts begging? What do you do?
Somebody can't come back unless you let them back in. So when people tell me, oh, my ex came back, you open the door, right? If you said he came back, you text them back. If you said he or she came back, you picked up the phone. So nobody can come back into your life unless you allow that. So stop allowing people to come back. And people come back too soon. My thing is, people can come back, right? And God can give you back someone that you lost, right? He could give you back someone that you lost. But the thing about it is that if we're in a whole dark place on January 1st and you came back January 14th and you're telling me that you changed, you did not change.
No.
Right? If you come back even in February and told me that you changed, you did not change.
Yeah.
You better come back in June or come back close to Thanksgiving and tell me, hey, you know what? I want to have a conversation with you. Because change people approaches you differently. And I think people need to understand that. Change people will not approach you the same way they met you. Right? Because I did not approach my wife, right, the same way my last relationships did. I approached this from a spiritual perspective, from a man perspective. Because what I wanted God to take away the boy. Right? What I've learned from my relationship is that God had to turn me from a boy into a man, because I was operating as a child. I was always blaming other people, not taking responsibilities for my actions, right? Always saying, why me? Why this? No, I had to look inside of me. I had to look in the inner me in order to change who I was to become a better husband and a better father. The women in my life was not responsible for changing the man I am, right? I'm responsible, and that's my job. And that's what people need to understand, right? So you have to get to a point in your life where you're like, you're stopping people at the door of your life. You got to tell people, hold on, you cannot come here, right? Men or women, if you're in a relationship, man or woman, you cannot come here. You have to stop right there, because I'm not allowing you back in my life just like that. Something changed. And then when people say, oh, you've changed, you're acting different. Yeah, I'm acting different because number one, I don't want to be hurt again. Number two, I'm not going to be fooled again. And number three, I'm not the same person that you dated before. I'm smarter now. Right. And what we need to understand, simple, is that we have to stop people at the door. You're giving people too much easy access into our life. People are coming and going as they please. They're coming and going, and we're allowing it. We're allowing the pain. We're allowing the hurt. We're allowing the betrayal. We're allowing the dishonesty. We're allowing the lack of communication. Right. At some point in your life, you have to say enough is enough. It might hurt. I might cry. I might be upset. I might be angry. But you're going to stop at that door, because I'd rather stop you and be angry at that right there than allow you to come into my life and poison me again.
Yes. Women, let me tell you why, from a woman's perspective, why you're letting these men in back and forth. and you just feel that a man is going to come in and save you and there's nothing better than this man. A lot, when I move close to the camera, I'm serious. I'm really serious about this. A lot of you women have very low self-confidence. I'm sorry to say, I just know it, that honestly, if I'm just picking this out from the top of my head, I will say it's as high as 8 out of 10 women. And they don't know. A lot of women have low self-confidence, low self-esteem, and low self-worth. If you're highly confident, this is why I preach self-confidence on my page all the time. If you're highly confident of who you are, and you know that you're God's child and God made you uniquely and wonderfully and he spent time to make you, you will not put up with CRAP. I don't like using words. I don't like them coming out from my mouth. But honestly, that is the problem with a lot of women. 80 to 90% of women have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, low self-worth, right? So if a man has mistreated you and you're letting him back in and you know that there's no way that you'd have him back, why did you open the door for him? Why did you? In fact, how come he's still texting you? You should have blocked him.
Yep.
You should have blocked him. And even when KEISHORNE said, oh, if he comes back, if he left in January, comes back in June, comes back in December, and eases in with maturity, by that time, I'm praying that you would have moved on, women. I'm praying that by 6 months, 1 year, you would be a better version of yourself and you'll say, me and you, no, thank you very much, but I'm too much for that. So I'm sorry, but the problem with singles and with married women is that you think low of yourselves. That is why you can tolerate all this from women. KEISHORNE, am I wrong or right?
No,
I
you're
work
right.
with women, I try to build them up. And I try to let women know that from the day they were born, God gave them gifts. Like the reel I posted the other day, there's too many people, women, that you're allowing to speak into your consciousness, telling you how you're not good enough, how you need a bigger butt, how your boobs are too droopy, how your nose is too wide, how you're whatever. You know, you're letting media and people and family and tell you lies. Your gift, your essence of who you are is within you. Everybody who's on this live now, if I had the time to interview you for 15 minutes, I'll tell you what your gifts are. I'll tell you what it is God has gifted you that you can use to start living in your purpose and even monetize, where your self-confidence will just go. Women, you know, it's just, please, I don't know how to emphasize this. I know I'm repeating myself, but you're allowing these men to walk all over you and you're tolerating CRAP because you don't know who you are.
Yeah, and that's true too, because it all boils down to the work. And that's exactly what you're talking about, right? Putting in the work to understand who you are, right? And find where your purpose is. A lot of people, you don't know where your purpose is and you don't know where you're supposed to go. And that's confusing because now you're walking around in a circle and somebody said a revolving door, right? So that's one of the main things that you have to do, right? You have to be working on yourself. And that's why you let people back in, is because you're the same person they left. And if you're the same person that they left, then you're going to do the same person that you're going to do the same things that you did before. But if you start changing who you are, you start saying, you create a list. What lessons did I learn? What can I change? And what's the type of woman I want to become? Make a list. Write out this list and then execute the list. Do I feel like I'm physically unfit? Then go to the gym. Work out. Work out if that's the case, right? Do I feel like I need to make better decisions with men? Find a coach. Go to therapy. Read some books, right? Become smarter. But you have to know exactly what do you need to know. Have a plan. Once you have a plan and you start taking charge of your life and you start becoming the person that God wants you to become, your decisions, not only on men, but in life, will become better. You're going to start attracting better jobs. You're going to start asking for more. You're going to start becoming a stronger person. Your coworkers, you're going to walk into work and people's going to say, something's different, right? You're going to start glowing emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. The person you once were and the person you are now, there's no comparison. But that will only happen when you choose you and you become the best version of yourself. And when you say, enough is enough. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm working on myself. because
Yeah.
I don't like that person. And that's what I did. As a man, I said to myself, I didn't like that. I didn't like that boy. That boy right there is not going to make somebody happy. He's going to carry pain and hurt wherever he goes. So at some point in my life, I had to say, Keyshawn, you got to change who you are because that man is messy, right? And that messy man is going to make a lot of women messy. He's going to make a lot of children messy. He's going to be a messy person, and the life is not going to be good. But it's only until I started when I went to church and I gave my life to Christ and I got saved, man, my whole mindset became different. I started speaking better. I started seeing who I truly was, and I started
Good.
comparing where I wanted to go to where I am now. And I will never go back there, right? So what we're trying to say, right, what Doc and I is trying to say is that you have to choose you and you have to
Yes.
take the necessary steps to become a better
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
December 31st, 2021 cannot see the January 10th at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time you. That time today and December 31st,
Yeah.
2021, if that's the same person you are today, then there's a problem. There's too much
Yes.
time not to elevate.
Yes.
Too
Oh
much
my
time.
goodness. Yes. So somebody says, but auntie, I love it when women call me auntie. That's when I know I'm really old.
Auntie, yeah.
She says, but auntie, what happens when people break you down so bad to
Mm-hmm.
get low self-esteem, low self-worth, and low confidence? Do you want to take that, Kishan? I know she said auntie, but I know you can piece it
Mm-hmm.
down.
Oh yeah, definitely. When people break you down, I think that goes back to remember who you are, right? I know we watched what was it? Black Panther, right? And the mother said something. She said, "Remember who you are." Right? I think a lot of us we forget who we are, right? We forget that we are a child of God. We forget that we're powerful. You forget that you're beautiful, because somewhere along the line, you've been hurt too much and people kept on breaking you. Every
Yeah.
time you got back up, they hit you. Every time. If it's not work, it's your love life. If it's not a man, it's your boss. If it's not your boss, it's social media. And if it's not social media, it's yourself. And every time you try to rise, you just get hit back down. You just get knocked back down. And then you become fragile. You become sad and you become angry because the people in your life who you love doesn't even give you a hand to pick you back up. And it hurts. So now you're like, who am I to be beautiful? Like, who am I to be great? Who am I to be amazing? Who am I to fulfill my purpose? I've been down too long. I've been down so long I smell like dirt. I've been down so long I look like dirt.
Yeah.
I've been down so long I don't know what blessings or happiness look like because I've been down.
Yeah.
I've buried the Keyshawn. There's no coming back for me. Well, listen, I tell people this all the time. If you can look up, you can get up.
Mm-hmm.
If you can look up, you can get up. At some point, it goes back to it. You got to stop feeling sorry for yourself. You got to change the people around you. You got to go.
Yes.
If you like the Coach
Kishan,
gonna
can
speak
you
it though,
say that one more time?
you have to change the people around you. You have to hang around with more people that exudes the confidence in the woman you want to become, right? And men too, you have to hang around other men, right? You married, hang around married men with common sense, or hang around single men with common sense, because you can't be going out with your single friends all the time, right? To bars because that's a single atmosphere. Or you got to say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to stay home, right? You have to make more decisions. I believe we all have to make more decisions this year that's going to benefit the future us, right? So what I want everybody to do on this lot is to add 2.0 to your first name. Like I'm Keyshawn 2.0, right? You're Dr. Iyabo 2.0, right? So right now I'm just regular Keyshawn, but where I'm going to be is Keyshawn 2.0 because I'm consistently evolving, right? We have to make a choice with the pain, with the hurt, with the confusion. I'm going to choose me and I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm tired of putting the pen that writes my life in other people's hands. And that's what we do. The people who makes us feel insecure, we gave them a pen. The people who hate us, we give them a pen. The people who we give them a pen, and all they're doing is writing all these negative things about us. But we're giving these people the pen to write our life and the direction that it should go. Right. So to her, what I want you to do is to figure out where do you want to put your energy, right? Change your surroundings, change your friends, hire someone to speak to, go to some support groups, join a Facebook support group, make a list of where you want to see yourself in the next 3 to 6 months. Then when you get to the 6 months, do another one. Where do you see yourself in a 3 to 6 months? Evaluate yourself. A lot of people, what we don't do, we don't evaluate ourselves. So we don't even know where we came from. I had to evaluate myself. I said, all right, cool. 2019, I was going through this. 2020, I'm not. All right, 2020, I was at this. I had this money in my bank account. 2021, I did not. I'm evolving. So I'm seeing the fruits of my labor. I'm seeing what I've sown. A lot of us were sowing negativity. We're sowing betrayal. We're sowing self-doubt, right? We're telling ourselves who we aren't. We have to rise above that and tell ourselves, I'm beautiful. I'm amazing. Even if you don't believe it right now, still say it.
Yes.
Say it with tears running down your eyes. Say it with your hands in the air. Say it with the whatever it is. You have to just say it, you know. So I think that's one of the most beautiful things.
KEISHORNE, I'm going to ask you I have two more questions for you, but there are a lot of comments on here, but I'm reading all the comments, and with everything you have said and you've told them to do, I also want to just emphasize two things, women. All the questions you're asking, they're all part of the same. All the questions you're saying, oh, but what if he calls me this? But what if he does this? But what if you... I said it in the beginning of the live. You cannot change other people. You know, this is why for me, my mantra in life is look within and fix yourself first and focus on yourself. You can't care about what President Trump and this and the government and everybody is doing and your husband and your kids. How do you react to it? So it's you guys life is actually quite simple.
Yeah.
We just make it complex.
Yeah.
You can control your feelings and the way you react to people. So I've read all your comments. I can put them all together because I have the same answer for all of them. You allow people to treat you the way you want to be treated. You don't set boundaries in your life. If somebody's making you feel less worthy, you look them in the eye or you tell them on the phone or wherever they are, and you're like, excuse me, but I will no longer stand around to be treated like that. I will no longer stand around to be called those names. I am leaving now until you can get yourself together. And what do? You actually leave.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a marriage, you do the same thing. You'll just say, I'm sorry, but you're calling me names that are really upsetting or hurting me. I'm going to go out now and take a walk. Please don't follow me because I'd like to have my space. You know, and you do that. You go for a walk, and when you come back in, you can go to the basement and read a book, still maintain your space. You know, so women, it's very easy. You allow people to treat you the way you want to be treated. And that's one of my last questions about the emotionally and physically abusive relationships and the women who stay in cheating and all of that. But the power is in you. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. God wants happy. If you don't read anything in the Bible, learn about the 9 fruits of the Spirit. That's what God wants for you. Love, joy, peace, all of that. That's what he wants for you. So now I have 2 things for you, just as KEISHORNE has been saying. There are 2 options if you're still struggling with loving your ex or you can't get over him or other things. So for your past, you get a therapist. For your future, you get a coach. And you need both. And don't tell me you don't have money, because I've heard that too many times and I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it because you guys spend money on weaves and on makeup and on clothes and all of that stuff that doesn't elevate you. But when a coach says, my fees are $2,000 or this or that, you say you don't have money. I'm not buying it because I'm 50 years old and I know. So pay for a therapist to help you heal from your past and pay for an experienced coach to help you deal with your future. That's the only way. KEISHORNE, one of my 2 last questions are, what advice do you give to married women who are in emotionally abusive, physically abusive relationships, and they still keep staying and they're DMing you and DMing me about how miserable they are? What do you say to them?
I mean, I'm gonna say what they already know, right? I'm gonna say something that they already know. It's something that they may already know, but they don't know. Walk away, right? That's the most. Everybody's probably telling them, walk away. Why are you still there? You know, they're hearing the same thing over and over again. Walk away. Why are you still there? Why are you allowing this to happen? Why are you allowing that to happen? Right? What I'll say is that you have to believe in yourself enough. A lot of them don't believe in themselves enough. Their belief system and who they are is weak. It's weak. They believe that, number one, that they can change him. No. You know, I forgive him. They believe that they probably won't find someone else. They're scared of starting over. Or some of them might be in a relationship with kids or a marriage or whatever it is with children. So they don't want to leave because they're afraid or they're scared of what he might do to them, right?
Yes.
But my thing is that you need to have an escape plan. You need to have an exit strategy and a plan. You can't just say, I want to leave. The reason why you're scared to leave is because you don't see a plan. You don't see a plan of action. Maybe he's paying for the house, right? Maybe the house that you're living in is his and it's not yours. So in your mind, you have to say to yourself, well, you got to make some sacrifices. If I have to live with my mom, my sister, a friend for the next 3 months, right? Or put up with the abuse, the physical, emotional, the verbal abuse consistently, especially physical. What is your plan? So you can't make a decision without a plan. Have a plan where you're going to go, where you're going to stay, how you're going to feed yourself, when you're going to go, what time you're going to go, you know, how you're going to get out the house, what kind of communication, because some women can't even have communication with these men without it being physical, you know, and
I know.
I've spoken to so much people and I've seen so many pictures. I've seen so much pictures that put tears in my eyes. And I can't understand how can a man hit or beat on a woman like that and not feel it in his hands or feel it in his soul or feel it in his heart, you know, and those pictures is just, it hurts. So my thing is create a plan and go, right? Go report it, you know, but you have to believe that you deserve love elsewhere. And you have to believe it, because all we can do, or me and you can do, is give you the hope, inspire you, encourage you. I can't hold your hand and pull you or put you on my back and run outside with you, right? What you need to do is that you have to believe that you deserve something other than this, other than abuse. Like, what else do you deserve? So it is your belief system.
Yeah. And emotional abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. It is.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, it is the same, maybe even that's like a slow death. I call emotional abuse a slow death. My last question for you, Keishorne. Guys, we cannot take any more questions because Keishorne has to go and I have to go. My family's like walking around the house now, waiting for me to go and cook ribs. So the last question is, I advise my daughters, because of what I've learned and what I've gone through, that they should be wary. I didn't say totally avoid, wary of the man that doesn't have a father or father figure in his life and who is totally obsessed with his mother because of what I went through. What do you say about that?
I mean, I would definitely, like the support groups, go back to the support groups and go back to some therapy with them, probably a male therapist. Or male support group, or maybe some activities, some hobbies, with the coach, someone who's going to inspire with that. Because there's really, it's really, that's a difficult situation, especially from a mom. You love and relationships, but I would definitely say you have to put them in certain kind of sports or activities, maybe all boys group or men Bible, something in their youth groups. Something like that, put them in those things. But I like things with coaches, because a coach is like sometimes could be a father figure or a big authority figure in your life that can help you navigate around certain decisions. And some of them are really open to the point where you can call and express yourself, even if it doesn't have to do with sports or the activity at the moment. You can still hold on. And there's a lot of mentors out there, you know, mentoring groups. Yeah.
And this is for the male. This is for the male that realizes he needs a father figure. Though. Yeah. Yes. We will stop here. I'll probably invite Keishorne in a few months if he wants to come back. But Keishorne, God bless you. Thank you very much. Everybody, if you're not following Keishorne yet, as soon as you get up here, follow him. All his posts every day are wonderful. He's an author. He's also a coach and a mentor and a counselor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you coach women? Can these women come
Men
to
and
you?
women, yep.
Men and women. So guys, go ahead and hire Keishorne. I'm a business and lifestyle coach, but relationship issues, go to Keishorne. He's the person. Thank you guys. The replays will be on my YouTube. Thanks so much. I love you all for joining in. Keishorne, thank you. God bless you and your family.
God bless you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.